What I did was I took all this bitterness and anger and from the human experience of that and turned it into something ugly, something that really dovetailed with my lack of confidence. I turned that into bitterness and rage. And if you're familiar with the Bible, you might be familiar with the guy who wrote three-quarters of the New Testament, the Apostle Paul. Um, Paul wasn't always a follower of Jesus. In fact, much like me, Paul despised Jesus, so much so that Paul would sign the death warrants for people that followed Jesus. He would hunt them down and have them killed. Now, I didn't do anything as bad as having anybody killed, but what I would do when I found out anybody was religious was I would say to them, "What, are you too weak to do life on your own?" It didn't matter if they were Christian, Muslim, Jew, Jewish, like it didn't matter. I would scoff and think people were just so weak and you should be able to do life on your own and just had that, like I talked about, that lone wolf mentality that I had because I thought that made me superior to everybody. But in actuality, I was falling apart and lonely inside. But that was my story. That's how I operated for, probably 12 years. Uh, there was a pivotal moment in my life, almost 15 years ago, in probably early summer of 2009. I was a somewhat new father, was really wrestling with that responsibility, didn't believe I'd be a good father, thought I would let my daughter down just for some reason.